and I'm saying, has phones impacted our boundaries amongst each other? So like, for instance, like we were talking earlier, where it's like you might message someone and it's like, ain't heard from them in an hour, 2 hours. Oh, what's wrong with you? You don't like me? You start creating all these stories, right? But obviously there's benefits, there's pros and benefits to it. But I'm just wanting to understand from how have you, as people that have been in that world where we didn't have the phones, it wasn't so kind of poignant in our lives. Now it is. What's your reflections on the relationship between phones and boundaries?
I'm the worst. I'm the worst because I'll be on my phone, I'll see a message and not respond to it. Sorry to say, sorry people.
I said sorry, man. Sorry,
I know,
this.
but
stand on the square.
No, it's true.
But again,
I will see a
that's
message
important though.
because
why are you sorry?
I don't want to engage. You're right. It's a reflex.
If you see someone you don't want to say hi, don't say hi, innit?
Yeah.
Go on.
So basically, I'm the worst, and all my people know.
But why are you the worst? Why is it worst? It's a judge. What I'm saying is, there's judgments.
I guess all right. Let's put it this way: in the eyes of others, I'm probably the worst. To myself, I have not changed. So although, like, usually I could be aware of something and then change it. This I haven't changed. Everyone knows that you can message Danielle and you might not get a message till a week later.
Why is that? What's that about?
Because I may not want to engage in that time, or it may be that I've answered in my head. So there are a number of things. I can answer in my head. I can think I've answered, or I don't want to engage.
Okay.
Yeah, and that I do a lot of I can come across as selfish, but it's all boundaries and to protect myself. I've got a lot going on, dealing with a lot of things, and I don't really want to have a conversation. I might start a conversation and not come back to it. I am the worst. I will start a conversation and then answer, and I might answer, and then after that there won't be anything after that. If I don't want to.
Okay. How do you overcome that in 2025?
No, I'm not. I think I don't wish to overcome it. I think I'm okay with it. But I think one thing I am conscious of is the amount of time spent on the phone. Because as I said, there's but I'll maybe doing other things.
Yeah.
I've become an introvert over the years, so the phone is almost like it's like a safe space, which is not good. But
it's not bad either. It just depends what you use it for.
Yeah, I think what it is because face-to-face interaction has reduced. So we now rely on the phone. That's why I say it's not good, because I think that it's dependent on the fact that you can actually have conversations and catch up with people online, which is not great. But the only thing that I would say that I've had to work on is my phone use around my daughter, and how because. When you're on the phone, the behaviour changes. So what I tend to do is I'm not really on the phone like that when I'm around her. Especially work, I had to be really boundaried with work because I used to work from home quite a bit, and then I had to say I had to say to her, I had to say to work on when I have her, no, like I'm off until she goes to bed, and then I can continue whatever I was doing. But so that and her seeing me physically on the phone, I'm a lot more aware of that and trying to put the phone down.
Do you notice the pull compared to like before? So like before, obviously, when there was no phones.
100%. To the pull to be on the phone.
Just to be like, to be on it.
The maddest thing is the first thing you're waking up is you're looking at your phone. Your alarm is connected to your phone. I went through a process, and I wouldn't say I was consistent with this, but I have been through processes of being intentional about waking up and spending time in silence and not touching the phone. So I've gotten messages from God that would say the first thing you do when you wake up is you sit in silence or you give to yourself. So what I used to do when I wake up in the morning, because in the morning it's a big routine. My daughter has packed lunch for school, and she's having meals. She don't eat sandwiches. She's vegan, don't eat gluten. So she's eating meals in a flask. So sometimes I may have to cook in the morning. She has green juice, smoothie. So there's enough stuff happening in the kitchen in the morning. So I would jump up and go straight to the kitchen and start working. And God said, no. Brush your teeth, wash your face, give to yourself. give to yourself first. Do you know what I mean? Do that. Give to yourself. Sit down for 5 minutes. Stretch. So that means sometimes waking up half an hour earlier, and then my day is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
just that simple.
Yeah, but it hasn't been consistent. You know, it's easy to fall back into patterns, especially when life happens. And then it's almost like an emotional gravitation, the phone. You know what I mean? It's almost like a way of kind of soothing what might be happening. So you're going like this in life, so you might be you're consistent, and then something happens in your life and you're like,
it's a devil, man.
Soothing, but yeah, that's me.
I feel the tug on my heart when I'm on my phone in a bad way. Like I get like a tense feeling around my heart, like fucks me up.
When you're on the phone?
When I'm on the phone. Like if
I'm here, like, so the majority of my time on the phone, 100%. It's the majority of my time on the phone is work, but I scroll just like everyone else.
Yeah.
But I feel that pull on my heart.
Wow.
It feels horrible, and there's certain times where, as you said, you kind of change the pattern and you won't pick up the phone and you go and do something else, and that serves you better.
The fact that the phone can make me feel that pull on my heart, bro, that can't be good.
So doesn't that stop you from wanting to do?
Not all the time.
Wow, that's interesting. So that's interesting how sometimes we do things it's damaging, and you can actually feel that it's damaging, and we still
junk food.
It's mad.
See, as much as what you're saying is real, it's quite normal.
Not in loads of different areas.
In life, we like, and I've always said that, like, they've programmed us to be on self-destruct mode.
Smart.
We don't know anything other than to like self-sabotage what you're going.
That's why that time, that silence, raises your awareness even more to this. So that whole talking about self-sabotage, when you consistently create that space of taking everything out of your brain, not thinking, relaxing, learning how to just chill your body out, and when you get into that place, all of that stuff kind of falls off slowly.
But this is me, the person that's fully aware of all of this happening.
I think that, you know, certain people will get annoyed with how you operate the phone or how you choose to operate on the phone because of what their expectations are. So I remember someone who locked me off completely, and this is like a brethren from like nursery. She cut me off completely because I would not respond to calls in a good way. Like I wasn't good, and when she cut me off, I was stunned. I was like, "Oh my God, are you for real?" She was like, "Yeah, no, I have standards."
Yeah,
and I can't
get
lie.
this a lot, you know, from people.
I started to like,
I give so much, and you're not giving anything. But we go through things in life, like
I wasn't really going through much. I was just being. I'm like you. I'm terrible with the phone. But you know, because of her, I actually respected it. And I'm not saying that actually shift. I'm not saying that made me shift and change my activity completely, but I respected it. So I think that when certain individuals get annoyed at the fact that you don't, you know, respond in a certain time and stuff like that, that's based on their standards. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that they have to understand that you have your standards. And I may, did you get what I mean? I do think that it depends, and I think that you can kind of come to some kind of understanding.
It's like with relationships, we're saying. Once you communicate the values of like, look,
yeah.
I know I've given you my number, but you don't get instant access. Like people know not to call me now because I'm just out here in the present doing what I'm doing. Don't call me, message me. I'll call you when it doesn't make sense. I hardly ever answer my calls, and most people now are not even calling on the phone; they're calling via WhatsApp, which is really interesting because I don't know what WhatsApp's got. It's got a pull. So and my phone doesn't let me know that people calling me WhatsApp. So I only see missed calls, or I'll randomly hear it vibrate and think, what's that?
I can't lie. Getting a hold of him is mad.
I don't respect it. This is the thing, I don't respect it as a device.
Yeah.
So
you've had
calls.
quite a few phones. I've had quite a few numbers for Jerome.
Yeah,
And if I speak on it too long, I get headache. That's the real thing and
them
people don't
AirPods
understand.
are mashing me up.
Even on loudspeaker.
So I got earphones, the Samsung ones. I threw them away.
They are
Because
mashing me up.
I was like getting headaches because I'm not using them.
Bluetooth.
Not
Bluetooth.
Yeah, they're Bluetooth. No. And then
You can feel it, innit?
even when I have the phone near my head too long,
Mm.
mashes me up. I just can't be on the phone. And only way for long would be loudspeaker.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't want to be on it.
You gotta be
I'd
in
rather
the
see
space.
you talk, whatever.
So you've kept your phone number, you just don't answer. You just don't respond and stuff.
I've had the same phone number, my same number I've had since the first number I've ever had. Since I was 10 years old, I've got the same
one
number.
to one. T-Mobile.
1 to 1.
I changed my phone number and didn't tell anyone. So people contact me on WhatsApp, but don't realise that their phones don't ring.
Yeah. No, I get confused myself because I'm
Yeah.
Dude, the number you've dialed has not been recognised. Please check it down.
because it's shut off. But and that's the thing, no one knows.
Because you're still on WhatsApp with me.
Yeah. No, that's my like main. But yeah, I guess it's just we all deal with it in a different way, innit? And it's just.
My thing was about the
respecting that.
boundaries. I've noticed how even people in our generation that lived, well, actually, a lot of people in our generation that lived through before phones. I'm like, I can understand the kids who've like, I can't even imagine what they're having to deal with. The level of instant access.
Attack.
And we've had the ability to actually grow without the phone, so we've not had to do all that instant access. So, but there's people in our generation that I'm like, yo, why are you moving like that when you've been in a time where you've not had the phone? So this kind of like, you feel like I need to be answering you in, I don't know, we never discussed if it should be 5, 10, an hour, 2 days, 3 days, a month. There was never discussion. So actually you've built expectation with no real discussions. And I'm noticing that across the board. Like, I'm like, rah, like, oh, we didn't hear from you. And then a story gets created. Oh, yeah, you've changed, man. Listen.
But if you were a person that was before and then it's changed, has there been a change in your use of the way you use it?
So obviously when we first got the phones, I was using it all the time. BBM.
Oh, this was years ago.
Yeah.
This was years ago. It went back.
Then as time's gone on,
that makes sense.
as time's
15
gone on
years
and
ago.
I'm evolving, I'm like, I'm looking at this phone, I'm like,
understand the
this
evil.
isn't for me. So
yeah.
actually, let me put that back
Do you know
down.
what the maddest thing is as well? When you think about it, you might still be though,
What?
because you was the biggest socialite before.
Yeah.
So was I
Yeah.
before the age of 25. I'm
Yeah, we were
25. I
socialising.
was like, I'm on my own. Like,
We done the outside thing early.
yeah.
So it was like,
yeah.
no, I don't want to be outside anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I've done
So
that.
there's that difference as well.
Yeah.
So there's loads of people, and now it's
Yeah.
like
And I think that is the thing,
it's
because
not that anymore, boy.
when you're dealing with loads of people, you're like, oh, you're responding, and sometimes
it's
you
too
you
much.
accidentally miss certain. Like I'm still, because of the work I'm doing, it's still like it's mainly work actually.
Okay.
So then it's filled with work, and then the people that they're like, oh, can't get hold of you. No, it's not you can't get hold of you. I just missed your message because
Yeah.
I just got all these other messages. Do you know what I mean?